Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Creating figures or designs in 3 dimensions. Shape, a material like stone or wood, by whittling away at it. Create by shaping stone or wood or any other hard material. A 3-dimensional work of plastic art. Creating figures or designs in 3 dimensions. Removing parts from hard material to create a desired pattern or shape. A sculpture created by removing material, as wood or ivory or stone, in order to create a desired shape. Of great gravity or crucial import, requiring serious thought. Grave responsibilities. A mark, placed above a vowel to indicate pronunciation. Dignified and somber in manner or character and committed to keeping promises. A grave God-fearing man. Carve, cut, or etch into a material or surface. Engrave a pen. Shape, a material like stone or wood, by whittling away at it. A place for the burial of a corpse, especially beneath the ground and marked by a tombstone. He put flowers on his mother's grave. Causing fear or anxiety by threatening great harm. A grave situation. Death of a person. He went to his grave without forgiving me. Shape, a material like stone or wood, by whittling away at it. She is sculpting the block of marble into an image of her husband. Create by shaping stone or wood or any other hard material. Sculpt a swan out of a block of ice. The study and creation of visual works of art. The creation of beautiful or significant things. The products of human creativity, works of art collectively. An art exhibition. The creation of beautiful or significant things. Art does not need to be innovative to be good. A superior skill that you can learn by study and practice and observation. The art of conversation. Photographs or other visual representations in a printed publication. The publisher was responsible for all the artwork in the book. The study and creation of visual works of art. The creation of beautiful or significant things. Engrave or cut by chipping away at a surface. Carve one's name into the bark. Cut to pieces. Father carved the ham. Form by carving. Make uniform. Work the clay until it is soft. Perform as expected when applied. This old radio doesn't work anymore. Be employed. Is your husband working again? Applying the mind to learning and understanding a subject, especially by reading. Mastering a second language requires a lot of work. Have and exert influence or effect. The artist's work influenced the young painter. Make something, usually for a specific function. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. I cannot work a miracle. The occupation for which you are paid. A lot of people are out of work. Cause to work. He is working his servants hard. Find the solution to a problem or question, or understand the meaning of. This unpleasant situation isn't going to work itself out. A product produced or accomplished through the effort or activity or agency of a person or thing. It is not regarded as one of his more memorable works. Have an effect or outcome, often the one desired or expected. The voting process doesn't work as well as people thought. Use or manipulate to one's advantage. She knows how to work the system. Proceed along a path. Work one's way through the crowd. Prepare for crops. Shape, form, or improve a material. Work stone into tools. A place where work is done. He arrived at work early today. Cause to undergo fermentation. The vintner worked the wine in big oak vats. The total output of a writer or artist, or a substantial part of it. Picasso's work can be divided into periods. Give a workout to. My personal trainer works me hard. Go sour or spoil. The wine worked. Activity directed toward making or doing something. She checked several points needing further work. Arrive at a certain condition through repeated motion. The stitches of the hem worked loose after she wore the skirt many times. Behave in a certain way when handled. This dough does not work easily. Cause to operate or function. This pilot works the controls. Exert oneself by doing mental or physical work for a purpose or out of necessity. I will work hard to improve my grades. Gratify and charm, usually in order to influence. The political candidate worked the crowds. Move in an agitated manner. His fingers worked with tension. Move into or onto. Work the raisins into the dough. Operate in a certain place, area, or specialty. She works the nightclubs. Operate in or through. Physics. A manifestation of energy. The transfer of energy from one physical system to another expressed as the product of a force and the distance through which it moves a body in the direction of that force. Work equals force times distance. Proceed towards a goal or along a path or through an activity. Work your way through every problem or task. Provoke or excite. The rock musician worked the crowd of young girls into a frenzy. Make something, usually for a specific function. Come up with an idea, plan, explanation, theory, or principle, after a mental effort. Make a copy of with the intent to deceive. She forged a green card. A workplace where metal is worked by heating and hammering. Make out of components, often in an improvising manner. Move or act with a sudden increase in speed or energy. Create by hammering. Forge a pair of tongues. Furnace consisting of a special hearth where metal is heated before shaping. Move ahead steadily. He forged ahead. The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. The composition presents problems for students of musical form. The phonological or orthographic sound or appearance of a word that can be used to describe or identify something. The inflected forms of a word can be represented by a stem in a list of inflections to be attached. Make something, usually for a specific function. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. Establish or impress firmly in the mind. A body of students who are taught together. Create, as an entity. Social groups form everywhere. Biology. A group of organisms within a species that differ in trivial ways from similar groups. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. Sculpture is a form of art. A life-size dummy used to display clothes. Develop into a distinctive entity. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. To compose or represent. This wall forms the background of the stage setting. Give shape or form to. Form the young child's character. Physical chemistry. A distinct state of matter in a system. Matter that is identical in chemical composition and physical state and separated from other material by the phase boundary. A mold for setting concrete. They built elaborate forms for pouring the foundation. An ability to perform well. He was at the top of his form. An arrangement of the elements in a composition or discourse. The essay was in the form of a dialogue. A particular mode in which something is manifested. His resentment took the form of extreme hostility. A printed document with spaces in which to write. He filled out his tax form. Assume a form or shape. The water formed little beads. A distinctive nature, character, or type. A leader in the mold of her predecessors. A dish or dessert that is formed in or on a mold. A lobster mold. A fungus that produces a superficial growth on various kinds of damp or decaying organic matter. Make something, usually for a specific function. She molded the rice balls carefully. Container into which liquid is poured to create a given shape when it hardens. Sculpture produced by molding. The process of becoming mildewed. Form by pouring, e.g., wax or hot metal, into a cast or mold. Form in clay, wax, etc. Shape or influence. Give direction to. Mold public opinion. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. Become moldy. Spoil due to humidity. The furniture molded in the old house. Loose soil rich in organic matter. Fit tightly, follow the contours of. The dress molds her beautiful figure. A distinctive nature, character, or type. A dish or dessert that is formed in or on a mold. A fungus that produces a superficial growth on various kinds of damp or decaying organic matter. Make something, usually for a specific function. Container into which liquid is poured to create a given shape when it hardens. Sculpture produced by molding. The process of becoming mildewed. Form by pouring, e.g., wax or hot metal, into a cast or mold. Form in clay, wax, etc. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. Loose soil rich in organic matter. The visual appearance of something or someone. A perceptual structure. Make something, usually for a specific function. Shape a figure. A concrete representation of an otherwise nebulous concept. Any spatial attributes, especially as defined by outline. He could barely make out their shapes. The state of good health, especially in the phrases in condition, or in shape, or out of condition, or out of shape. Shape or influence. Give direction to. Alternative names for the body of a human being. The spatial arrangement of something is distinct from its substance. Geometry is the mathematical science of shape. The supreme headquarters that advises NATO on military matters and oversees all aspects of the Allied Command Europe. Give shape or form to. Shape the dough. A three-dimensional shape. A three-dimensional shape. The arts of shaping or modeling, carving and sculpture. The act of representing something, usually on a smaller scale. A preliminary sculpture in wax or clay from which a finished work can be copied. A decorative strip used for ornamentation or finishing. A decorative recessed or relieved surface on an edge. The act of creating something by casting it in a mold. Sculpture produced by molding. A preliminary sculpture in wax or clay from which a finished work can be copied. A decorative strip used for ornamentation or finishing. A decorative recessed or relieved surface on an edge. Sculpture produced by molding. A preliminary sculpture in wax or clay from which a finished work can be copied. The act of representing something, usually on a smaller scale. Sculpture produced by molding. A preliminary sculpture in wax or clay from which a finished work can be copied. Not able or intended to be moved. A sculpture having fixed units, usually constructed of sheet metal, and attached to a fixed support. Chemistry, physics, biology, resistant to change. Of the color of bronze. Get a tan, from wind or sun. An alloy of copper and tin and sometimes other elements. Also any copper base alloy containing other elements in place of tin. A sculpture made of bronze. Give the color and appearance of bronze to something. Bronze baby shoes. Made from or consisting of bronze. An occasion for excessive eating or drinking. They went on a bust that lasted 3 days. Search without warning. Make a sudden surprise attack on. Separate or cause to separate abruptly. Go to pieces. Ruin completely. He busted my radio. Break open or apart suddenly and forcefully. The chest of a woman. Lacking funds. A complete failure. A sculpture of the head and shoulders of a person. Sculpture produced by molding. Sculpture consisting of shapes carved on a surface so as to stand out from the surrounding background. An impression produced by pressure or printing. Sculpture consisting of shapes carved on a surface so as to stand out from the surrounding background. A hard crystalline metamorphic rock that takes a high polish, used for sculpture and as building material. A sculpture carved from marble. A small ball of glass that is used in various games. paint or stain like marble. Marble paper. Affording change, especially in social status. Upwardly mobile. Migratory. A restless mobile society. A river in southwestern Alabama flows into Mobile Bay. A port in southwestern Alabama on Mobile Bay. Capable of changing quickly from one state or condition to another. A highly mobile face. Having transportation available. Moving or capable of moving readily, especially from place to place. A mobile missile system. Sculpture suspended in midair whose delicately balanced parts can be set in motion by air currents.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.